Hello and welcome to my channel. So we are on to the next prompt for 10 days of bits and pieces. Um, and this one is envelopes. And as with most things, I tend to have a stash, but we're going to add to it. So I do have a box of envelopes, as you can see. I do buy them, ones like this, and like this. And decorate them, but also, as you can see, I have other ones that handmade ones, some envelope stickers there at the bottom. These little ones, which are more like pockets, but I still think they're envelopes, which are quite cute. These back in. And then there are other ones that I pick up in when I order various things. So I've got seed one there. This one, I'm pretty sure what this is on the front. It might be double-sided, but yeah. So I've got one there. Little ones like, that's more a pocket, I suppose. Little ones like this. Wage ones, more of those. One of those little patterned ones. More like that. Seed ones, smaller ones. Yeah, so I do have a lot of envelopes, and I also have a couple of these in here. Now these I've made from like tracing paper or vellum, and I keep my stickers in them. See, that's right, how I organise my stickers in those sort of envelopes that I made. Literally, I had a whole load of this blue kind of tracing paper, and I made everything of that. So we're going to add to this little box something a bit more fancy. So I'm not going to decorate any today. I'm just going to create some. I'm going to use a couple of different things. So I have, this is Janie's Originals Ephemera template pack, and I picked out the envelope um, pieces from there. There are 5 of them. So I'm probably only going to make one, maybe 2 of each. Then this is something that I have had for years. And I'm kicking myself because when I did the tags one, I forgot that I also have a tags one. So we might have to do a bit more tag making. Some nice sort of shapes there. But this one is for little envelopes. So if you are if you've got smaller pieces, so I'm going to use that. I'm also, so I've already started drawing some. I've got all sorts of different kinds of paper, some little scraps of wallpaper, tracing paper or vellum, pattern paper. I haven't drawn anything on those, might not use those. It's this lovely vellum. I've got a couple drawn on there already, bits of wallpaper. Like I say, more vellum. Some of the paper we made in when we made collage papers for this challenge. So those are what I'm making for the templates. Then I have some more paper. I'm going to make some more of these. So I've got some, again, bits of vellum. I've got some wax paper here as well. A nice little pattern piece of vellum, some tracing paper, and some parchment paper. So I'll show you in a sec how to make those. And then also just a normal envelope that you can fold from a piece of square paper. So we'll do some of those as well. Or I'll show you how to do those and then I'll make some more. So these ones are really easy. I found one of the bigger pieces of paper easier to show you. So all I would do, and I don't even measure it, I just fold a piece in on each side. Like so. Like it just gives it a better sort of edge, and where you can, if you can, try and get them fairly even. And then all I do is decide how far up I want to fold it, how deep I want here, and then fold it like that, and then glue this down. So I put the glue on this bit. This also kind of gives it a little bit of like a gusset. That makes sense. Sort of like it opens a little bit more. There and there, and then just fold that over like that. And the reason I tend to use these for my stickers is because I can see them. Then I can they're organized in my box, but I can just very quickly go, all right, that's my butterfly stuff, those are my mushroom stickers or whatever. So I'm going to make a load more of those. But that's it. That's all I do to make those. Square one. Let's go with this is a piece of wallpaper. Now, these are a little bit like, well, you just kind of gotta just trust the process, really. So folding the bottom up and I'm folding the top down, trying to keep it in line. So I'm kind of just using my line there to give me an idea. And then bringing that round again, trying to keep them. Yeah, it is better to start with a square and then you can see where you're going. So then I fold that one in, fold that one in. If you want to be really, pernickety, you can measure it to make sure they're the same. Okay, and then actually, I'm going to, see that needs to have folded a little bit further down. Let's go like that. And then what you need to do is, just so they're not so bulky, is cut out these overlaps. That's why I realised I hadn't perhaps folded this one down far enough. But that's okay, it's no biggie. So obviously the bigger square you start with, the bigger the envelope you're going to end up with. Like that. And then you can fold this down or cut it off. I'll probably fold it, and you can see this is a wallpaper. So, and then bring that one across this. I'm just going to, that's so, and then that one then will then fold over like this. So we're just going to put some glue on here and on here, and then fold that up. Okay, you might want to put a bit on the ends of here as well. Yeah, which I'm going to do. It's not wanting to stick. Sometimes with the wallpaper, you just need to sort of encourage it to stick a little bit. Okay, so there you've got your envelope. Like I say, if you want to make sure it's 100% square, you can measure it as to where you're folding. But I quite like those. Let's just do one more small. Let's do small ones. More. This is more of the more wallpaper bits. I'm going to fold you up, and I'm going to fold you down. And I'm going to fold you in. I'm not even really eyeballing this one. It's a small one, but what I am going to do is try and get my sides straight using the squares on the paper. So at least it looks kind of squarish. Well, squared off straight, if you whatever you like. Okay, like so, and then this one will come over. And again, all I'm going to do then is just cut these little bits here, little triangles that you end up with here. Like so. And just fold you over a little bit. And can stick down. Now you see it's not quite straight, and I don't mind that because all I'm going to do is just give it a little trim there. I can cope with that. Put some glue here, glue under there, glue there. And we've got a nice little mini envelope. This one, this is the possibly the, you know, for just an ordinary standard envelope, this is the easiest way. So yeah, so you can see, start with a different size piece of paper, a square, and you'll end up with a different size envelope. So just tuck that in, and it sits. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on. I'm going to make a load, cut some of the bits out for from the thing. I might show you each different one how it assembles. Yeah, I'll do most of the prep prior to coming back. So I am back with some stuff that's already made. I've got a few to stick together to show you. So these are just the ones that we folded from a square. Oh, it's sold itself. A square of paper. So different sizes there. They're all good. I've got a couple here. This one was wax paper. This one was a vellum. And I've used some of the tape that we made in the first prompt, because obviously when you stick some of these things, you can see the glue through. Okay, so I just added a little bit of that for a little bit of decoration and to hide. Similarly, that's why I've done it on this one, which is one of these that I'm going to show you in a bit. Lots of different ones of these: wax paper, vellum, parchment paper. The thing with this is when you do these, by folding them in the side, you don't see the glue. So those don't need any decoration. Those are the sorts I end up putting ephemera in, stickers, that kind of thing. These are some of the little ones. In fact, I think that might have been one of those. So these are some of the little ones like this, which I'll show you in a minute. So little dinky ones like these. So yeah, so these right. So I've got these ones from the Janie's original, the template pack, and these ones from that little stencil. I suppose it is a stencil. Yeah. So I have already been through and scored these. I just do it on a little scoreboard. It's not, I'm not measuring it. I'm just trying to get a nice straight score line. You can rub out any pencil marks you don't like. Yeah, so these ones are from that little it's a stencil one. Losing my brain. I think it's called a stencil. So bear with me a moment. So these are nice little dinky ones. I will try and see if the stencil is still available. I have a feeling might not be. That I've had it so many years. It was one of those things when I first started card making. So, oh, that looks good, and then well, I'm not really sure what I'd use it for. But now I have no problem using it. These ones that are old, I say old, that are offcuts of wallpaper take a little bit more sort of encouragement to stick. So I'm just going to put a couple of clips on here just to encourage it to stick down, and then just stick this as well. I like this. These look beautiful little bits of wallpaper. So even your smaller little scraps can make these lovely little ones. And I know there are uh, envelope makers and things out there, and so if you've got those, they're also a good thing to use. Oh, I see. Look, I didn't clip on these. They popped up. It's whatever it is on the wallpaper. It just doesn't seem to like to stick. It does stick, but it just doesn't like that instant sort of grab. I need to take. So you see, I think the time is used in the cutting and the folding, and then once that's done, the assembling is really quite straightforward. Putting up clips. So yeah, these are quite dinky little ones. It's not quite lined up. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swizzle it like that. Cut it now before I stick it. Just cut that down a bit. There we go. That looks fine. So glue there. It's going to need a couple of little clips. Hold that together. So those are the ones that I chose to do from that stencil. I've lost that pencil, look for it in a bit. Right, so these are from Janie's Originals, the ephemera kit. So this is a petal envelope. So basically it folds in like that, but that last one you tuck. Is that right? No, it's this one. This one's not right. So this one, yeah. So basically with it, one half of it is over and one half of it is under. So that's the petal envelope. This one, I cut the little thing. I'm wishing I hadn't in a way, like that. I made a bit of a hash of it, but that's for that to actually it'll be fine. That's for that to sit in. So let's just stick this down. Like I said, it's the cutting and the sticking, the cutting and the drawing and the cutting. Should we try that again? That takes the time. The sticking is there we go. The sticking is takes barely any time. So that's quite nice. I like the way the paper's ended up with a light on a dark there. So here, yeah, yeah. Yeah, right. So I don't think I've lined that up very well. So I'm just going to, before I stick it, just redo those creases, and then it will look fine. Okay. So we're going to put glue here, here. Nice one there. It's a third one. This one is like that one where I had to put the tape on when it was a vellum one. This I've used some of the paper that I created, or the collage paper prompt. Ooh. Pull that over a little bit. Glue on the bottom right, so it's just stick, and then a little line glue that to stick on. Like so. That one. And then the last one is another piece of that paper that I created for the collage paper. This one this is very shiny. The I used these were they paints, acrylic paints, the Dyna acrylic paints. But oh no, that seems to stuck all right. So there's that one. That's it. That's all my envelopes. For the envelope thing, which is good because now I have not only do I have my good stash of plain envelopes, I've added now to my stash of little decorative ones. I'm just gonna, the reason I'm putting that there is just so that it encourages that to stay over as well. So when I come to do the photographs, they'll be nice and ready to stay folded as envelopes. You need one as well, don't you? This one there. So yeah, I've got quite a nice little collection of envelopes now. Right to my stash. Looking forward to see what other people create, or maybe what they're using their envelopes for. So thank you for joining me, and I will be back in a few days with, oh, I think what are we up to? It'll be number 8. Will that one be? I think it'll be number 8. I don't know what it is. Oh no, this is number 8. Crikey. And then we'll be on number 9. So only 2 more to go. I look forward to seeing you then.